Welcome to the longest running, the original, the only trilingual Filipino-Chinese lifestyle magazine show, Chinatown TV. I'm your host, 𝐾𝐄𝐈𝐒𝐻𝐶. 您现在收看的是非中电视台。A timely and meaningful forum was held last April 30, 2025 at the FFCCCII headquarters in Manila, focusing on critical issues affecting our communities, safety and security. The Anti-Kidnapping Awareness Forum was jointly organized by the Chinese Embassy in the Philippines, the 𝐿𝐵𝐻𝐵𝐻𝐾𝐄 Foundation, and the Manila Overseas Chinese Service Center. 本次活动旨在提高人们对绑架事件的警觉，尤其是为非华社区提供预防绑架的使用指导。It featured valuable insights from law enforcement authorities and key stakeholders, reinforcing the importance of unity and vigilance. Here's a look at the highlights from this impactful gathering.
On behalf of the Chinese Embassy, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all our distinguished Filipino guests today. I also wish to express my sincere gratitude to the Philippine National Police, especially the Anti-Kidnapping Group and the NCR Police Office, for their long-standing efforts in protecting Chinese nationals. Security remains the foremost concern for the Chinese nationals and Chinese Filipino community, and it is also the primary factor for Chinese entrepreneurs and investors when accessing the local business environment. We look forward to further strengthening our cooperation with the PNP to resolutely combat crimes targeting Chinese nationals and to help the Philippines once again become a premier destination that Chinese tourists long to visit and Chinese investors feel confident to stay.
The event is a testimony to our share of commitment to the safeguarding our communities, businesses, and families from the threat of the kidnapping. We are grateful for the partnership between Filipino-Chinese community and the Chinese Embassy, which make this forum possible. It's our shared commitment to promote public safety and cooperation between the community and our law enforcers. This forum aims to serve as the platform to exchange knowledge and empower the members of the community to prevent and respond to the kidnapping threat.
This forum is more than a dialogue. It is a declaration of our shared responsibility to ensure the safety of our communities. At the NCRPO, I assure you, we take this responsibility very seriously. We understand that public safety is the foundation of economic growth, investors' confidence, and overall peace of mind of the community. This is the reason why I have ordered to elevate more our anti-crime operations, strengthen our partnerships, and align our actions to squarely respond with the evolving threats we face today.
As we are gathered here today, it is not that we want to instill fear, but to empower every one of you with the knowledge and tools to stay safe. At the Philippine National Police, especially in the Anti-Kidnapping Group, we take the threat very seriously. Our mission is clear, and that is to protect and serve. But protection is not the work of one group alone. It's a partnership a collaboration between law enforcement and the community, between us and you. Awareness is our first line of defense.
Sa gitna ng pandaigdigang pagbabago at hamon, muling pinagtibay ng China at Russia ang kanilang matibay na ugnayan sa pamamagitan ng pagbisita ni President Xi Jinping sa Moscow noong May 7 to 10. Dumalo siya sa pagdiriwang ng Victory Day at nakipagpulong upang lalong palalimin ang kooperasyon ng dalawang bansa sa iba't ibang larangan. Mula sa mga proyektong sinuportahan ng dating Soviet Union hanggang sa kasalukuyang 244.8 bilyong halaga ng kalakalan, patuloy na lumalago ang ugnayang China-Russia sa agrikultura, industriya ng sasakyan at iba pa, anumang hamon ang harapin ng pandaigdigang komunidad. Kasabay ng opisyal na pagbisita ni Pangulong Xi Jinping sa Russia at pagdalo sa pagunita ng 80 anibersaryo ng Great Patriotic War Victory, sinimulan sa Moscow ang pagsasahimpapawid ng mga dekalidad na programa ng pelikula at telebisyon mula sa China Media Group. Mahigit 10 piling palabas ang ipinalalabas sa mga pangunahing media channels ng Russia bilang bahagi ng pagpapalalim ng ugnayang kultural sa pagitan ng China at Russia. Noong April 30, binigyang diin ni Pangulong Xi Jinping ng China ang kahalagahan ng maayos na pagpaplano para sa ekonomiya at panlipunang pag-unlad ng bansa mula 2026 hanggang 2030. Ito ay kasabay ng pagsusumikap ng China na tuparin ang mga layunin ng kasalukuyang 14th Five-Year Plan 2021 to 2025 at ihanda ang susunod na 5 taong plano. Ayon kay Pangulong Xi, kailangang maging maagap sa pagharap sa mga pagbabagong pandaigdigan, malinaw na mga prioridad at makatwiran sa pagtatakda ng mga layunin at hakbangin para sa bawat sektor ng lipunan at ekonomiya. Binigyang din ni Pangulong Xi Jinping ang kahalagahan ng pagsusulong ng malusog at maayos na pag-unlad ng artificial intelligence or AI sa China. Sa isang group study session ng Political Bureau ng Communist Party of China, hinimok ni Pangulong Xi ang paggamit ng mga pambansang yaman upang palakasin ang self-reliance, bigyang prioridad ang mga makabuluhang aplikasyon, at tiyakin na ang AI development ay magiging makabuluhan, ligtas at patas para sa lahat. Noong May 1, nilathala ang isang artikulo ni Pangulong Xi Jinping na humihimok sa kabataan ng China na aktibong gampanan ang kanilang responsibilidad sa pagsusulong ng modernisasyong Chino. Binibigyan diin ng artikulo ang papel ng Communist Youth League of China sa pagbubuklod ng kabataan upang tumulong sa pagtataguyod ng isang matatag na bansa at sa pagsasakatuparan ng pambansang pagbabagong sigla. Hinikayat ang kabataan na manguna sa larangan ng siyensya at teknolohiya, reforma sa kanayunan, berdeng pag-unlad, serbisyong panlipunan at pambansang depensa. Noong April 30, pinagtibay ng mga mambabatas ng China ang kauna-unahang batas na nakatuon sa pagsusulong ng pribadong sektor. Isang mahalagang hakbang para sa ikatatatag ng ikalawang pinakamalaking ekonomiya sa mundo. Ang batas na ito ay magkakabisa simula Mayo 20 at binubuo ng 78 na artikulo sa 9 na kabanata na sumasaklaw sa mga usaping tulad ng makatarungang kompetisyon, promosyon ng pamumuhunan at inobasyon, suporta sa serbisyo at proteksyon sa karapatan ng mga negosyante. Layunin nitong pahusayin ang kapaligiran para sa pribadong ekonomiya, tiyakin ang patas na kompetisyon sa lahat ng uri ng negosyo at pasiglahin ang mas malusog na pag-unlad ng mga pribadong sektor at manggagawa nito. Ayon sa National Immigration Administration ng China, umabot sa 10.89 milyong entry at exit trips ang naitala sa buong bansa sa loob ng 5-day May Day holiday na nagtapos noong Mayo 5. Tumaas ito ng 28.7% kumpara sa kaparehong panahon noong nakaraang taon. Pinakamataas ang bilang ng biyahe noong Mayo 3, kung saan mahigit 2.2 milyon ang naitala sa loob lamang ng isang araw. Sa kabuang bilang, 5.77 milyon ay mula sa mainland China, 4 na milyon mula sa Hong Kong, Macau at Taiwan, habang 1.11 milyon naman ay mula sa mga dayuhang bihero. Lahat ng bilang ay may makabuluhang pagtaas mula sa nakaraang taon. Welcome back! You're still watching Chinatown TV with me, your host, Lani. China's rich cultural heritage spans over 5,000 years at sinasabing isa ito sa pinakamatanda and complex cultures in the world. With its unique customs, traditions, and practices, China has a lot to offer to those who are interested in exploring its fascinating culture. As we delve into the vast and diverse culture of China, ating kikilalanin ang kanilang mayamang kultura na nagpasalin-salin na sa mga henerasyon. From traditional Chinese medicine to the art of calligraphy, there is much to explore and learn about. Join us on our journey to uncover these fascinating aspects of Chinese culture and more as we delve deeper into the wonders of this ancient and diverse civilization. Sa kanyang opisyal na pagbisita sa China, kinumpirma ni Azerbaijan President 𝐿𝙗𝙗 Aliyev na muli siyang babalik sa bansa para dumalo sa Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit sa Tianjin sa mga susunod na buwan. Sa isang eksklusibong panayam sa CGTN, binigyan diin ng Pangulo ang mahalagang papel ng SCO sa pagpapalalim ng ugnayang Azerbaijan-China, gayon din sa pagpapatatag ng kooperasyong panrehiyon. Bilang dialogue partner ng organisasyon, iginiit niya ang pangako ng Azerbaijan na higit pang paigtingin ang pakikipagtulungan sa ilalim ng platapormang ito.
Your Excellency President Aliyev, welcome to Leaders Talk.
Thank you.
It's a great honor to have you on the show again. This is the first state visit to China in 6 years. Last time you described bilateral relationship as very good. So if I asked you to use an adjective to describe your trip, bilateral ties, what would you say?
Now I would say they're excellent. Yes, you're right. It's my visit in 6 years. But in the meantime, I had the chance to meet President Xi Jinping on several occasions. And the last time we met was last July on the sidelines of one international event where we adopted a declaration on strategic partnership. So that was a very important milestone in our cooperation because it elevated our relations to a high level. Today, despite the fact that less than 1 year have passed since our last meeting, we signed with President Xi Jinping declaration on comprehensive strategic partnership. So we elevated our relationship even higher. Along with that, 20 more documents have been signed, which cover broad range of areas. So I would say that the relations are excellent, as well as the visit. I'm very satisfied with the results. First, I'm very honored that President Xi Jinping invited to pay a state visit to China. And the atmosphere, hospitality, friendship, and also substance of our discussions was really very encouraging. We elevated our relations on a high level.
Great. Congratulations on that, by
Thank
the
you.
way. Yeah, but did you notice anything different this time? Whether something left an impression on you on a personal level?
Today, during my meetings with Chinese leadership, I underlined that every time I come to China, I see development, I see a lot of new infrastructure projects, new buildings, beautiful city. And I congratulated my friends with extraordinary achievement in social and economic development, as well as in activity of China on the international arena. And always coming here is a great pleasure. I've been many times. My first visit to China was in 2005. So I witnessed throughout these 20 years the rapid development and extraordinary transformation of the country. What can be seen, and also what I read about the economic performance and what I get as information, really demonstrates that your country is on the right track. And congratulations with that.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, recently, while participating in an international forum, you actually said that it is very important milestone in bilateral relationship between China and Azerbaijan, because having a strategic partnership format of cooperation with such a great country as China is of extreme importance for us. So I want to ask you a little bit more now that you have raised this relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership. What specifically will that mean for bilateral ties, and what specifically will that mean for the people of Azerbaijan?
First of all, if you look at the text of the joint declaration on comprehensive strategic partnership, you will see the broad agenda of bilateral relations. Our countries demonstrate solidarity and friendship on the issues of national interests. We strongly support each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity. We strongly support one China policy. And we were among the first countries which publicly and openly denounced the illegal elections in Taiwan. Other part of declaration cover broad range of issues, starting from trade, transportation, people-to-people contacts, humanitarian partnership, and of course our joint initiative. So the substance of this document is very important. So signing a declaration with such a country is really an important achievement for Azerbaijan. I can tell you that Azerbaijan signed declaration on strategic partnership with many countries in our region and also with some European countries, but China is the strongest among them. So that's why I think the extreme importance of this document, once again, is obvious.
You and President Xi enjoy very deep rapport. You have met each other on many different occasions. How do you usually interact with each other, and how do you find him as a state leader?
Yeah, we have very friendly relations, and at one meeting he called me a good friend of China. That was a kind of award to me. I always enjoy meeting with him and talking to him in a very sincere and open manner. We spent a lot of time during our negotiations, and then we talked throughout the official lunch. So we covered many areas of regional stability, security, international relations. And for me, always important to know his position when we share some views between us on different issues, because he's a very experienced statesman, person whom I deeply respect, person who has a very deep knowledge and a very firm position with respect to national interests of China and, in general, the way how he treats the global affairs. As you probably know, Azerbaijan joined several initiatives of President Xi Jinping on development, on security, on civilization. So we share his view. We were among the first countries which openly supported and then joined Belt and Road Initiative. We implement a lot of infrastructure projects on our soil. So really, it's always a pleasure to meet with him. And he is a leader of one of the most powerful countries of the world, but he's a very modest person, very friendly. And he creates this atmosphere that you feel yourself interacting with him as with old friend.
The Republic of Azerbaijan lies at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, in the eastern part of the South Caucasus. Though landlocked, Azerbaijan has long been a vital hub along the ancient Silk Road, thanks to its strategic location at the intersection of Eastern Europe and Western Asia. Bordering the Caspian Sea, Azerbaijan boasts abundant oil and natural gas reserves. Today, under the leadership of President Ilham Aliyev, the country is seeking a more sustainable path toward development. As one of the earliest supporters and active participants in the Belt and Road Initiative, Azerbaijan's role in the global supply chain continues to grow, bolstered by increasingly well-connected logistics corridors under the BRI framework.
Could you report you have done something, that the country has actually moved on from just exporting resources to building industries that are modern, that are green? What could you tell us on that front? And what role has China played in that regard?
Well, example of China and modernization and reforms of China are inspiring for many countries. It's a matter how the countries use this experience, how the leaders of different countries can learn from positive experience from other countries. I can tell you that the path of progress of China was inspiring for us. So as far as I'm concerned, my primary objective when I assumed the office was to preserve political and social stability in the country. At that time, country was very poor. And of course, we were a subject of penetration, attempts to influence our policy, interference into our domestic affairs from different Western circles. And in these circumstances, to preserve political stability, security, and safety was task number one, because I clearly realized that without that, we cannot develop. And that was done. Then we started to build strong economy. So today, foreign debt of Azerbaijan is less than 7% of GDP. And our hard currency reserves, they are 14 times more than our foreign debt. So we reduced unemployment, poverty to the level of 5%. We diversified our economy. And also, as you mentioned, green agenda is one of the main priorities. So China is playing a very important role in that, because the solar panels which have been installed in Azerbaijan, they're made in China.
I heard that. You were talking about that, and I'm really happy that green energy is the new field of potential. I want to hear a little bit more. For instance, how do you believe the two countries can unlock greater potential in terms of green energy cooperation, and what tangible improvements is this going to bring to the people of Azerbaijan?
So for the time being, Chinese companies work as contractors with investors, the companies which invest in green energy of Azerbaijan. So far, the contracts which we have signed and which are now in the phase of implementation will give us by 2030 6,500 megawatts of renewable energy. Just for comparison, the total installed capacity of Azerbaijan is 8,000. So in 5 years' time, we will almost double today's capacity of electric energy. 6,000 will be solar and wind. 500 megawatt will be hydro. That will be crucial for us because we will stop using largely natural gas to produce electricity. We will have electricity from renewables, and we will export natural gas to international market and, of course, make a lot of profit. At the same time, we will save energy for domestic needs. We already purchased 160 electric buses, which already
running on the streets
running
of
on the
Azerbaijan?
streets, yes, everybody's happy about that. We contracted 200 more, and most important, this year, hopefully, we will start joint manufacturing of BYD electric buses in Azerbaijan with a capacity of 500 pieces a year. So our plan is to convert Baku public transportation completely to green, and after that, all the other cities of Azerbaijan. So we have a really unique opportunity to work on bilateral track with respect to renewables, because it is in line with our strategy and your agenda.
And today's signing of the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership will give more political impetus for that kind of initiative. You know what, President? We've been talking, and I'm kind of thirsty. And we have the tea right next to it.
I understand what you mean. I understand what
I've been eyeing it for some time, so cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Oh, okay, you have to do cheers. It's a real pleasure. It's the first time I taste Azerbaijan tea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's so beautiful, the cup. I want to...
Yeah, it's a national kind of glass.
Yeah.
You know, the form is like, I think, like a peach. So the form actually is to keep the hot, because we usually drink tea very hot.
Very hot, I see.
So that it does not get cold, this form keeps the bottom hot.
I see. It adds to the taste, definitely. It adds
But
to the
I
taste.
noticed in China, the tea is served not very hot. Huh? Is that true?
Also very hot.
Also?
Maybe because you're a guest, they don't want to injure you, so they are being very polite and careful. But we share a lot in common in terms of tea. For instance, we all love drinking tea, but with a variation. And that brings us, if I may, to many things, you know, the ancient Silk Road, for instance, I can talk about, or we can talk about the people-to-people exchanges, tourism.
Yes.
I understand your country unilaterally exempt visa for Chinese tourists since about a year, and now, during this visit, would you like to share with us the latest news?
Yes, the great news that today we signed a totally visa-free regime for every passport, for ordinary passports, and we are very grateful to our Chinese friends that they made the reciprocal step. As you correctly mentioned, last year we unilaterally lifted visas for Chinese citizens. That was first time.
First time for Azerbaijan to do this to a foreign country?
First time unilaterally.
China has had a really special treatment.
Yes, it is true. Yes, exactly. Usually we did it always on bilateral grounds, but in this case we did it unilaterally to demonstrate our friendship and to demonstrate our openness. We also talked today with my colleagues about increasing the number of flights. Today we have, I think, 6 or 7 flights per week, and having in mind that we almost received twice more visitors from China last year after visa regime was abolished, we hope that the number will grow. Today I learned that 150 million Chinese people travel abroad, and in one of my meetings, I said, if only 1% comes to Azerbaijan, that will be enough for us.
That'd be a lot.
Because, of course, we want to develop our tourism sector. We have geographical advantages, Caspian Sea, ski resorts, forests and rivers, and even semi-desert area. So everyone can find a place to enjoy, plus very good cuisine and hospitable people. We just need to present ourselves, to make a country presentation, and of course to eliminate visa regimes with friendly countries. And really it's a historical day today and very good news for Azerbaijani citizens, so they can just buy a ticket and come to China.
How important it is for Azerbaijani or other people traveling via Azerbaijan to come to China, see things for themselves?
Yes, definitely. We want more Azerbaijanis to come to visit China, to come to study, to work. We discussed actually today also our cooperation in the area of education. We have more than 100 students from both countries studying in our countries.
That's too,
but
it is too few.
It is too few, yes. Yes. I'm sure their number should grow, especially taking into account the potential in technological development, especially in artificial intelligence, and we want to be in line with the global trend. I think there is a great opportunity to have higher number of students from Azerbaijan coming here, and also I think it will be a good idea to think about Chinese Azerbaijani University in Azerbaijan. So we are now in the phase of evaluation of this opportunity. But definitely the more people travel, the more they know the culture, the people, the closer ties are between the countries. Because yes, we make political decisions, we are strategic partners, and we are friends as leaders and as governments, but we need people to be closer and to be also friends.
And not just for people to travel, but for goods as well. And Azerbaijan, well, take another sip. It's really good. And with a little lemon,
Yes,
I guess,
yes,
and
yes,
some
yes.
sugar, I guess it must be better. By the way, these are from Azerbaijan.
Yes, I know, I know.
Azerbaijani tea
Yes.
and different flavor.
Yes, and mineral water also from
Mineral
Azerbaijan
water.
is very good, by
This
the way.
one?
Yes, yes, it's very good for health.
Istisu.
Means
Istisu. Warm
it
water.
comes from the spring, which is almost
All right, I'm
quality.
sure the Chinese will be looking into their Taobao or JD accounts and see, can I find it? But yeah, really, I mean, in terms of travel of goods, right, Azerbaijan has stepped up greatly with China. I understand China is one of the top 5 trading partners of Azerbaijan.
top 4 already.
Top 4. Okay,
already
it's
top
climbing.
4.
It's climbing, and China is the biggest exporter, or
Exactly.
the number 1 source of import.
Exactly.
How do you look at the kind of e-commerce under the umbrella of Belt and Road? You know, the infrastructure connectivity, the goods connectivity. What is that going to bring to people and businesses on both sides?
Yeah, that's absolutely important what you say, because really China is our number 1 partner on import and number 4 partner on trade turnover. And we opened 6 Azerbaijani trade houses in China. We already started to export wine to China. We want to have more share on your market. And with respect to the Belt and Road, for us, this initiative is not only a kind of a transit route. We want to build businesses en route, because our geographical location is advantageous. We are situated on east-west and north-south transportation corridors. And with respect to connectivity, we built already all infrastructure: railroads, seaports, highways, 8 international airports. We have one of the biggest on global scale air cargo company. So our target is to build business en route, and of course we count on Chinese companies. Less than a week ago, at the business forum, there have been different companies from both countries, and they signed investment agreements to Azerbaijan worth more than $300 million. I said today to my colleagues that for us it's a good number, but I think it can be bigger.
Do you have a number in your mind that in 2 years, 5 years?
I want to talk about billions, and I think this is absolutely realistic. So now our target is renewables, transportation, and manufacturing. So we have a skillful labor force, we have a growing population, growing market. So doing business in Azerbaijan from point of view of taxes and different legal requirements is very easy. So a lot of incentives. So I think that we just need to bring sides together and to convey more information about business opportunities of Azerbaijan to Chinese entrepreneurs.
Well, but Azerbaijan, you mentioned, is one of the first countries to publicly support Belt and Road Initiative. And this initiative has entered the 2nd decade, and much more remains to be done. What is your vision going forward?
We already, with our neighbors, established a joint venture to make the passage of cargoes much easier and quicker. Today, for instance, with respect to transportation infrastructure and also administration reforms in our customs, including digitalization, the time for cargoes from China to Black Sea through Azerbaijan is only from 10 to 12 days. Last year, we had 86% growth in transit transportation between China and Azerbaijan. And as I said today, this is only the beginning. Transportation routes through Azerbaijan will be, I think, one of the safest, shortest, and one of the most attractive among other routes which are available today.
the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which is a very important regional platform, and more country is joining in. Azerbaijan is a dialogue partner, and this year China is officially assuming the rotating presidency. How do you look at the role of this organization of this kind for the region and possibly for the wider region? And how do you look at the relevance of the Shanghai spirit? And I'm going to articulate here, which means mutual trust, mutual benefit, equality, consultation, respect for the diversity of civilizations, and pursuit of common development.
All what you've mentioned is part of our policy and our agenda. Azerbaijan is a strong supporter of multilateralism. And of course, we want to be closer to Shanghai Cooperation Organization. President Xi Jinping invited me to participate at the summit, so I will be in several months again back to China.
Yes. Thank you for letting us know.
Yes, and I think that it will be beneficial for organization and for Azerbaijan if we are closer, because we are on the western side of the Caspian. We are at the same time the country of Southern Caucasus, with strong political ties, with transportation infrastructure projects. And as strategic partners with China, of course, I think there are a lot of opportunities to work under umbrella of Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
You're also a member of the Global South, which is a very important force in today's world. How do you look at the potential for China and countries such as Azerbaijan to join hands and work together in multilateral arenas? Because we have, faced with a lot of unilateralist tendencies, let's say. What kind of potential, what kind of roles can we play together?
I think we must be proactive. I think we must continue to be proactive. Azerbaijan is an active member of Global South. We demonstrated it not only in non-alignment movement chairmanship, but also as a president of COP. We are president of COP29, and we held a COP29 conference where I personally strongly defended the interests of Global South and raised the concern of countries of Global South with respect to the existential, to some countries, threat with respect to climate change. And we in Azerbaijan consider China as a leader of Global South. So this is a special role which we think China is playing, uniting countries among particularly those principles of non-aligned movement, so-called Bandung principles. Yes. They actually reflect all what you said, plus sovereignty, territorial integrity, non-interference into internal affairs, equality, and multilateralism, and no domination of any country or group of countries. So this is a principle which is very close to us, and we defend it, protecting our national interests and being a very active member of international community.
Thank you so much, President Aliyev.
Thank you.
It's been a great pleasure.
Thank you.
Can I have one more sip of
Yes, one more. Cheers.
Cheers for a very successful visit.
Thank you.
Kilala mga Pilipino sa buong mundo hindi lamang sa sipag at tiyaga, kundi pati na rin sa husay sa sining at kultura. Bilang suporta sa layuning palalimin ng pagkakaibigan at pagkakaunawaan ng mga Pilipino at Chino, itinatag sa Chongqing Timog Kanlurang bahagi ng China ang Sinag Maharlika, ang kauna-unahang grupong Pilipino ng kultural na pagtatanghal sa bansa. Isang makulay na kwento ng pagkakaisa, talento at pagmamalasakit sa kulturang Pilipino, halinatunghayan ang Sinag Maharlika.
Hi, ako si Edward.
Mabuhay, ako si Ricky.
Hi, I'm KD.
Ako si Clark.
Ako si Zerwin.
Ako si Rhoda. Ako si Joy.
Ako po Elvie. Ako naman si Sarah.
Mayang adlaw, ako si Jason.
Ako po si Josie. Ako si Mickey.
Mary Ann po.
Kami ang Sinag Maharlika!
Ang trabaho namin dito is maging bridge of friendship para naman maintindihan nila tayo and tayo rin maintindihan natin sila. Masaya akong ikwento yan sa iyo kasi Sa tingin ko, ito ang unang Filipinong cultural group sa China. Galing ako sa Europa na ang Filipino community nagkakataon lang na very active sila sa cultural performances. Basically sa dances. So sabi ko magandang ideya yan kasi yung mga taong nasa labas ng Pilipinas, it's a way of passing on Filipino culture sa mga anak nila through cultural dances. So pagpunta ko dito, iniisip ko na baka meron ring interesado sa Filipino community na magbuo tayo ng cultural performance group. And nagkataon na kasi ang profile at least sa amin sa Southwest China is ang karamihan are teachers. And ang nabalitaan ko, pag teacher ka, multi-skilled ka. So most likely marunong kang sumayaw. Nagkataon na yung karamihan doon ay medyo may inclination na sumayaw. So, nagkaroon ng meeting of minds. Kasi kung ako lang ang mag-request, tapos wala naman silang hilig, di walang mangyayari. So, naging excited sila kasi I found out din na parang outlet nila ito. Initially, yung tatlong sayaw nila is to represent the three major areas, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. So, yan ang initial dance repertoire nila. And then, nalaman ko na nag-expand yung numbers nila. Nag-usap kami, sabi ko, siguro naman kunin natin yung mga pinakamahirap na sayaw. Kasi kung mga simpleng sayaw lang, walang wow factor eh. So, dapat may wow factor. Naging excited sila. Nagbuo na sila ng grupo nila. Tapos, meron na silang regular practices. Yung initial performance nila, during Christmas party, para lang magkaroon ng exposure at mawala yung kaba. Ang pitch ko rin is i-promote ang kultura ng Pilipinas, tapos for everybody to have fun. In the spirit of fun naman ito eh. So, after yung Christmas party, nagkaroon ng first anniversary ng Robinsons. Kinausap namin ang management ng Robinsons, pumayag naman na mag-perform sila. Nagulat rin ang management ng Robinsons. Ganyan pala sila. Akala nila yung so and so lang. Pero medyo maganda naman ang choreography. Nagpa-practice sila ngayon para sa food festival. Ang tentative schedule is on May 19. Mukhang yan ang first public performance na for this year. And after that, we're looking siguro at yung National Day reception.
Welcome back, I'm your host Candice Dan. 您现在收看的是非中电视台。Service and compassion were at the heart of a meaningful Sunday morning in San Jose, Bulacan. Last May 4, 2025, the Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry Incorporated held a medical and dental mission at Dela Costa 3, bringing much-needed health services directly to the community.
这是充满爱国精神的一天，也展现了飞华社区持续致力于公益服务的坚定承诺。
Let us take a closer look at the highlights of this health-focused outreach.
Magpapasalamat po ako sa FFCCCII sa pagbibigay po nila ng medical mission. Kasama po yung anak ko sa magpapabunot ng mutin at nakahingi rin po ako ng vitamins para sa aming mag-asawa. Kaya higit ko po pinagpapasalamat yung mga ganitong proyekto, nakakatulong po sa akin.
The 𝐿𝐾𝐿 College Evergreen Athletic Association held the opening ceremony of the 31st CKS Evergreen Basketball Tournament. 菲律宾中正学院长青体育会举行第31届长青杯篮球锦标赛开幕典礼。
2025年5月4号上午，菲律宾中正学院长青体育会假作母校中正学院思源体育馆举行第15届职员就职典礼暨第31届长青杯篮球锦标赛开幕典礼。在奏响运动员进行曲中，18支校友篮球队走进了体育馆。本届球赛将分 A、B、C 3组举行。A 组包括英中76年度、英中81年度、英中82年度、英中84年度、英中85年度、英中86年度。B 组包括英中88年度、英中89年度、英中90年度、英中92年度、英中93年度、英中94年度。C 组包括英中95年度、英中96年度、英中97年度、英中98年度、英中99年度、英中2000年度，共18支队伍。名誉会长许超凡担任大会主席并致辞，他表示，经过34年的磨砺，长青体育会已成为一个金光闪闪的招牌，是飞华最持久的篮球杯赛。长青杯的参赛者必须已毕业25年，意味着球员们已步入中年。中年人能打杯赛，证明身体素质良好，更重要的是心态长青。母校校友总会施纯勇担任就职监事员，见证印信移交并信会。新届会长吴少耀在致辞中表示，自己承蒙同仁们的厚爱，推举为新届会长，这是一个荣耀，也是一项重任，定当全力以赴。长青愈挫愈勇，昭示着不折不挠的精神。未来的前程会更光明，希望大家更加团结与合作，让杯赛继续下去，成为大家共同美好的回忆。母校董事会副董事长许俊荣、母校校长𝐃𝐿𝐿博士、飞华体育总会理事长𝘁宜静、该会永远名誉会长陈卓远先后致辞。随后进行第31届长青杯篮球锦标赛球员宣誓。该会永远指导员陈卓远监视。球员宣誓完之后，各队马上抽签编挂赛程。副会长洪坤明宣布球赛开始。首场比赛的球队到球场中央，母校董事会名誉董事长陈义伟、名誉董事长陈卓远、副董事长许俊荣、母校校长𝐃𝐿𝐿博士、校友总会会长施纯勇、副会长施玉娥、副会长李秀美等贵宾，与长青体育会名誉会长许超凡、会长吴少耀也到球场中央为开球礼做见证。蔡青霞担任大会司仪。第31届长青杯篮球锦标赛将进行为期8周的赛事，并于7月6号举行各组的总决赛。非中新闻台综合报道。
The 𝐿𝐾𝐿 College 𝐾𝐿 Memorial Preschool and Basic Education Kindergarten Year-End Program was successfully held. 菲律宾中正学院附设全生培幼园和基础教育幼稚园恳亲游艺会圆满举行。
2025年4月25号上午9点， 菲律宾中正学院在中正纪念堂举办了菲律宾中正学院附设全生培幼园和基础教育幼稚园恳亲游艺会。这是2024至2025学年的年度压轴活动，意在让孩子们的成长与喜悦在欢笑中绽放，为本学年画上一个美好的句点。本次恳亲游艺会吸引了超过500位家长莅临观看，共同见证孩子们1年来的学习成果。节目开始前，播放了各班教师精心制作的小朋友学习纪实影片，生动地记录了孩子们在园中的成长历程。一幕幕温馨的画面感动了在场的家长。中班向日葵下午班的施黄奕和施佩瑜2位小朋友担任节目司仪，以流利的中英文双语主持，台风稳健自然，展现了该校语言教育的丰硕成果。叶启明校长在致辞中表示，小朋友自信的表现是家校携手合作的完美体现。孩子们从初入园时的依依不舍，到如今主动问好，乐于学习，学业与生活自理能力都有显著进步，甚至能自信地登台表演歌舞，令人惊喜与感动。这份蜕变来自老师们的辛勤付出与精心引导，也凝聚了家长们的理解与支持。随后，14个精彩节目轮番上演，演出内容涵盖民族舞蹈、英文儿歌、现代舞等多元表演形式。当小朋友在舞台上表演时，背后大型的 LED 荧幕随着音乐同步播放动画背景，营造出更加丰富的视觉与听觉效果，充分展现学校全方位教育上的用心与成果。整场活动持续2个小时，现场气氛欢乐温馨，在热烈的掌声中圆满落幕。校方表示，未来将继续举办各类展演活动，为小朋友提供更多展现自我的舞台，进一步促进家校合作，共同营造优质的教育环境。非中新闻台综合报道。
有利东方旅游有限公司 Unirian Travel Incorporated。
The 𝐄𝐿 Academy held its moving up and graduation ceremony for the school year 2024 to 2025。菲律宾中西学院举行2024至2025学年度毕业典礼。
2025年4月12号下午2点，菲律宾中西学院在5楼大礼堂举行2024至2025学年度中小学毕业典礼。施玉娥董事、蔡蕊踏校长、学校顾问、各部门主任、全体教职员、小学6年级、中学10年级、高中12年级毕业生及家长共同参加了此次典礼。主持人费布拉和𝐿𝙗𝐾𝐿老师宣布毕业典礼开始后，中小学毕业生在家长陪同下，教职员、学校领导及董事依次入场。 随后，中西学院童子军携国旗、校旗入场。蔡蕊踏校长在致欢迎词时，对支持学院工作的董事、家长、主任、教职员表达了由衷的感谢。他介绍了学校这一学年来的工作亮点以及所取得的成就，也提出了对下一学年的期许，并对毕业生给予了深切的祝福和殷切的期望。接下来，中英文部毕业班各级任老师向蔡蕊踏校长介绍并确认每一位毕业生，在家人的陪伴下，毕业生们依次有序地走上舞台中央，由施玉娥董事、蔡蕊踏校长及中英文部主任为他们颁发毕业证书、奖章和奖状。然后颁发中英文部毕业生成绩前3名的优异生奖、操行优异生奖和全勤奖。施玉娥董事为高中毕业生加入校友会宣誓监誓。在热烈的喝彩声和阵阵掌声中，中英文部各毕业班的优秀毕业生代表殷思源、施佳怡、陈以煌依次进行了毕业致辞。在离别之际，毕业生们用歌声送别了往昔的岁月。歌声回荡在礼堂中，是毕业生们对校园生活的无限眷恋与对未来的美好期冀，诉说着他们在校园里欢笑与泪水、奋斗与成长。随着校歌声响起，毕业典礼落下了帷幕。非中新闻台综合报道。
The Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry Incorporated held a free medical and dental mission at Barangay Graceville, San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. 非华上联总会在五六干省 San Jose del Monte 市 Graceville 苗龙雅举行义诊。
为弘扬乐善好施、助弱扶贫之中华传统美德，以及发挥大爱无疆、同舟共济之慈善精神，非华商联总会社会责任委员会在理事长林荣辉指示下，应布拉干省San Jose del Monte 市 Graceville 苗龙雅请求，于2025年5月4日上午，配合其在布拉干省San Jose del Monte 市 Graceville 苗龙雅 Dela Costa 住宅区举办一场义诊试药活动，惠及邻近一带基层民众。该会秉承中华传统乐善好施美德，积极履行社会责任义务。义诊活动不但为当地居民送去了保健服务和关怀，更向他们弘扬了中华民族的大爱善行精神。当天义诊工作由该会义诊队医生主持，有5名医生和10名牙医师参与。义诊现场气氛热烈温馨，病患井然有序等候施诊。是日，多位苗龙牙官员配合该会责任委员会副主任许焕东医师、聘任委员郭峥荣和办公厅主任林杨雪琴等诸领导共同参与。大家秉持为人服务比被人服务有福之理念，关怀弱势群体贫困病患疾苦，热情为当地病患提供服务。该会办公厅多位职工亦出席参与帮忙。当天共向150名病患施诊，即向145名牙科患者拔牙，并分发140副老花眼镜，合计435人受惠。非华商联总会重视义诊工作，设有社会责任委员会，每逢星期日均派遣医疗团队前往各地区为基层民众服务，特别是贫困聚居区或是受灾地区，深得各地区政府部门和基层民众的赞誉。义诊活动是一项国民外交工作，促进非华两族群的友好关系及和睦相处。Chinatown News 非中新闻台综合报道。
And that officially wraps up today's episode. It is my pleasure to introduce myself once more as your host, 𝐾𝐶. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I sincerely hope you enjoyed what you've seen. Be sure to catch the next episode of Chinatown TV next week for more exciting content. 我们下个星期再见。